Ah, the fields of Kikiville. I could just sit around here all day, but unfortunately business calls. Business that is urgent. Hello everyone and welcome back to our oil island, as we could also call it. Not only the island of meadows, but the island of, well, the black gold. For me anyway. And the reason for that is that we have the oil harbor here, and as you can see, it is full. We are right now losing oil, in fact, because, yeah, production halts. Because of that, the trains will no longer then be able to stop over there. And for this, well, I've prepared already some windows, because with those windows we can go ahead and upgrade that trading or that oil harbor once, not but 2 times. I would like to do it. There you go. To have now twice the amount of oil stored. This, however, of course, doesn't really solve the problem, right? The oil is going up. That's because we probably do not have enough ships on this route. Right now, 2 of them are doing it, transporting 400 oil, and I did a mistake there because this is the big oil tanker that has 2 cargo slots available. So of course we need to ramp this up 2 times to make this really efficient. Now the mistake is not really fatal because, you know, 400 was the limit anyway for the oil harbor, so they weren't even able to load that much. Now they can enable 800 tons, and now we can store 1000 tons in the oil harbor. Makes the whole thing way more efficient for us down the road. After this very lengthy introduction to my oil harbor, we can also check it out here again. There is still no oil in Sleepy Hollow, so we are still desperately waiting for any kind of juice coming in to power my city. Now, my city is not doing so bad. Right now we do not have any riots, hooray! But a few ruins that we can repair. On top of that, we have some more scholar licenses that I would like to use, especially over here along the road. And with that, we can finish this whole side of the scholar district. Now look at all the people there. Lots of graduates with their kids going into my gothic Halloween market park that we have right over there. And let's just check it out. We have now fulfilled the electricity, so we have unlocked it and fulfilled it right away. This should lead to another nice population boost for the scholars. Next is the seafood stew, telephones, and the radio tower. Now, the telephones is something we will easily be able to do. I might also be considering then adding now the regional letters. Unfortunately, here we do not get any population boost out of any of this. So these are the only goods we have. But we still have 11 more permits. We have more permits than what we need, in fact, because I'm not intending to endlessly build scholars, right? So there we have them now too. And with that, my scholar district is basically finished. We're getting a very steady rate of research now in, and my limit is sitting at 13,000. Now there's some very interesting advanced researches that we have. So we do not need the campus extension anymore, but we have a bunch of other ones that are actually quite interesting. The permit for advanced buildings. Let's go ahead and get me one of these. Gotta make sure that we do not use too many engineers. Yeah, this is okay. 8 minutes it takes me for that. And moving the clay deposit is also something I like a lot. So we're gonna queue this one in at least 2 times. Now, in the last episode, we built our new grape industry all the way up here. It's working fantastically for us. Grape is going up. Don't forget, we cannot import grapes and champagne with the Docklands. So we absolutely need to make this production on our own. And finally, also the champagne is coming in. Next, we are looking at my research or my area here now, because I think we do have the resources, yep, to build me now at least the first assembly line over here, getting electrified right away. Produces now 3 tons, 4 tons of biscuits every minute. The tallow, the flour, and the citrus. The citrus is already in. We're still lacking tallow after all of this. And as I can see, yep, especially now with the biscuit factory, we are lacking tallows. We have them over here, and I'm still looking for another clone. There he is. Ferras, welcome back. There is, by the way, Grigor. Some of you have been pointing this out. This is, of course, the one that gives me electricity to my sand mines and my open pits that we can use. And this one's also really nice for the vineyards, and this one for my spectacle factories. Let's go ahead to the vineyards right away, because I think this is a really interesting item. We have a champagne production going right now with 15 tons. And now I'm going to put in here my good old good old medal winning producer. Right? 18 tons. Well, that was a nice boost. I think with that passive, we could already, yeah, just with the passive, satisfy now the needs of both of them. So for the champagne cellar, let's actually disable one again, because we really don't need that much champagne, and I'd rather save on the glass. Now over here, we do have our malt houses and slaughterhouses, and it makes sense now to add for us, boosting all of them here by quite a bit, as long as we do not have any electrification. And this should lead, there it is, to a surplus in tallow. However, of course, the pig consumption goes up, so the docklands will be a bit more busy. Let's upgrade the warehouses to accommodate all that traffic we have here. More farmer upgrades would be nice, a bunch more here. And since we have 200 left, I would also like to have more here. Brings me already close to the end of the upgrades again. Let's go with this one. And here the farmers just live right next to my farms and ranches. The next oil tanker is ready. Very important that we get this in, because we really do have a very high production of oil now, and I want to maximize that transportation. That was rather quick. There it is. The biscuits are in. A lot of money comes out of that again, pushing my balance, and also 15 investors. On top of that, we can now upgrade our skyscrapers to tier 3. And of course, I would like to do this right away. The first one here. There's another one. This one. So here we really want to use that bonus now a bit, right? Because with that, we are now producing 2,000. I think it's going to be 3,000 out of that. Cognac is the next one that we'll need. The cool thing is, for Cognac, we have most of the things already working here. So that's the grapes again. That's the cherry wood. That's just some basic production, basically. And then we need the sugar. So for the sugar, we already have started that production now in Manola. But it's for the chocolate, of course. So we gotta be careful here to not stretch it too much, right? And in Manola, we do not have that much space. But we do have Kikiville with its sugar, and I would like to use this here right away. First of all, there's still the oil fields down there. Yeah, the oil tanking is working now, so I definitely would like to use these oil fields. Thus, I'm gonna have my plantations here, and we could probably go ahead with the processing as well right away. So we do not need that much of it, right? And the come on, where is it? It's in the chocolate tree, of course, with the sugar refinery. We already produced 2 tons here, so if I have 3, let's make it 4, right? With 4, we can already make this work quite nicely. And this also needs just 4 sugarcane plantations, because they produce 2 tons per minute. We do have the population. We definitely do not have the fire stations. And let's upgrade that warehouse here as well right away to get the next production finished. Of course, a trade route. We don't have a trade route. Oh yeah, we have. There it is, the citrus. Can now take also, in addition, the sugar. And we're already breezing through the next tier of skyscrapers. Also, another oil tanker. Already not even at full capacity, which is good to see, of course, because that means we can just add more. And for this, we can actually do it right away. So this single oil refinery here already takes in all of them. Very good. And I definitely do not want to get too close there to the city. Sorry, as close as possible to the city, so that we keep this one here short. There you go. Could also probably have gone this route. Nah, that's fine. Just to play this safe, we could make this one into a double track going in here then, right? So they don't block each other. I think this would be the best approach for this. There it is. And the third oil refinery is now fully operational. That's quite the oil production we have in Kikiville, leading to a total production of 102 tons per minute. My total demand in Sleepy Hollow right now is 76. So that's quite the surplus for the future. That is, of course, as long as I keep the island. So I'm gonna have my ships as close here as possible at all times. What's fun is with so much influence that I can also just continue purchasing shares in masses, like also here from Leo, once again pushing my income. I would probably still go for the income propaganda again, because I want to reach 200 million there for some serious takeover. Back up here on the plateau in Sleepy Hollow, we can just go ahead and take the assembly line here, because there's the parts catalog, and what we should have here... Oh, sorry, it's not the assembly. I thought my cognac is the assembly line. It's not, in fact. We do have an artisan workshop for that. That was it, right? So we can have these guys here. This is a production of 1 minute. It can be boosted. Yes, nicely. And with that, we do have then... Probably gonna have them here. Just check it out. This should be fine. Having the electricity over to this one here produces me now 4 tons of cognac that we can have down the road, and my total demand right now of course will be 0. It will probably go to 2 or 3 tons even, right? But I'm not expecting more than that. Let's build the first one already. These are some really cool looking buildings there, and the only thing we now need is also the cherry wood, while we also wait for the sugar of course to come in. Now for the orchard, once again this is with the mod, not a circular building, but it's a farm that we can implement somewhere. I could have it here in my oil fields, or what makes more sense to me of course, have them up here. And they produce 2 tons per minute, so we can actually have 2 of them, and that's already all that we're gonna need. And let's just see. It's however what? 200 fields? Who thought about this? Okay. And this one. That's a lot of orchards, a lot of trees. This one here will have to pass. We'll have to go. Make way for the more important things. But 2 of them are enough. Good for us, because I don't want to waste that much space all around. Beautiful. The only thing that we need to do now is, of course, adding more tier 3 skyscrapers, especially then here in the center, where we do have our department store and then the furniture store, because both of them will then profit from also our items if we get them in here. This one, we need 15 to get the furniture store. Finally, right over here, we can also see oil is flowing. We got 600 tons available again. 500 were just unloaded. 120 were already in there as well. And with that, we got some busy trains now again, delivering all that to the power plants throughout the city. I also continue decorating the empty spots that we have in between. Especially here, also along the walls to the tracks that we have there. Some beautiful oak trees. I like this. This is a real urban feeling here. Even though it's quite loud here in this area. There's always a train. You can be sure of that. Now, one thing that's still bugging me is my steel production, and unfortunately we do not have that much to work with here anymore. So I do have already my Varas working in some of my steel factories. There is another item that we could use to boost it, but it would not be that much more. We could try and get us a few more up here, because this area is also electrified, at least up to some certain point. Having them here by the mountain would work for me. So let's just see how far we can get me a few more. This would all be electrified. Perfect. Let's go ahead and see how many we can squeeze in. Some 3 here would be fantastic. There you go. All 3 have it. It's sturdy, it's loud, but it's also quite hidden somewhere over there in the mountains. 3 more to get this production going. We need so much steel, it's incredible, for all the skyscrapers and monuments. Cognac is coming in, that's glorious. And with that, my investors have it now. Main goal, once again, let's continue with the upgrades. Let's find us some tier 2 skyscrapers that we still have. It's still not that easy to see, right? This is a tier 2 skyscraper. So if we go over them, and oh, we cannot even upgrade this one. Chewing gum? Can't be true. Chewing gum is fulfilled when the department store is coming in. So why does this one not have... Oh, it's just outside of it by a whisker. Alright. We'll need to go for some other ones here. This one's another tier 3. Very good. There we have tier 3. 2 more. No, that's still only to tier 2. Yep. For this area, we're gonna need the next trade union. And there is a mod that would give me a bigger trade union, but I'm actually just gonna go ahead with this one. There is a church here that we no longer need, really. I could move my marketplace, since that is something that we also don't need there anymore. Oh, let's have it instead of this one. Move these two over there. Right, then we can move the church so that the church still stays. And then we have a bit of space here that we could use now for another trade union. Like... tricky. This is an overlap again. Let's have it like this for now, right? And the blue sky delivery guy, let's activate him for this area so that we can go ahead with more upgrades than here. I need exactly one more. There it is. And with that, we have the furniture store unlocked. That gives me now access to a bunch more items. And with this one, I would need to move a couple of things around here again. First of all, we do have this cute looking variety theater there. Also, there's a police station, right? So we can kind of like move the police station, I think. Where could we squeeze it in? Perfect. Over there for now. Of course, it's always just for now. And then, let's hope that we can move... Can I have this one? There's the overlap. Then I probably would have to have it like so, right? So, because this way, you have these two buildings next to each other. Looks better. There's a toilet, very important. Let's have it down there. To get its max reach. The department store stays, but the furniture store I'm gonna add now like this, right? So that's gonna be my next area. There you go. Because they just complement each other this way, right? This one looks away, this one looks towards the main road. And here, probably, this would be too dense. But I can move them here. To have a bit of a room around that. It's a pretty monumental building, in fact. So I would like to have it look like it too. And then we could add something like my enforced greenery here. I think this would look nice. There's a little area here that we have. And of course this one can be built. There you go. I love these buildings. And as you can see, the range is also quite massive, right? So we will probably only need 2 of them. One over there and then one over here somewhere. And the overlap will be just fine. Now, the furniture store needs to have a working recipe again. We do have the banker's lab and the 4-poster bed. I don't know this one. This is probably a mod. Goose feathers and bear fur. Okay, that would be Arctic primarily. I don't have that. Banker's lamp needs the light bulbs, the brass and the glass. We have that. Reduces the light bulb consumption by 25% for the whole area. Boosts my income and my happiness. We have all of that. And with that, tier 3 is already finished. But of course, for the Skyline Tower, we're gonna need a whole bunch more skyscrapers. So it makes sense to continue the upgrades into this area now too. This is aggravating. I thought it would work, but as we can see, just by one tile, that warehouse is not connected. Thank you very much for this. So of course, we're gonna move the warehouse over and then the hospital over here. Bit more street development. Here we gotta make sure that we keep a bit of a connection so that the electricity goes to the other side. And this one's, yeah, that's cleaner. I also like the enclosed greenery for this. If you leave a spot in between, you can make this really nice looking, well, alley, right? Or just, you know, pedestrian path through the city here, through the buildings. That looks very organic. I love the look of this. That's enclosed greenery with just one tile between the buildings. Beautiful. And so it is that we can upgrade the tier 3 to tier 4. And as these buildings get taller, the billiard table gets immediately fulfilled thanks to a blue sky delivery guy. The typewriter is something that we unfortunately need to build. And let's have a look at that. As my next production chain, we now need the lacquer, brass and steel. These two we have, though of course we might need to reinforce them. This one here needs the ethanol from the new vault. Have enough steel, so I would like to use this right away to push the next buildings here. Ah, it's so expensive. There you go. That's a few more for a tiny bit of steel. If you remember, we had a championship. There it is. We got the highest reward out of that. Let's celebrate and get me some 25 permanent influence out of that. And the alcohol production in the entire island is getting boosted by 50% for a while. How long does it last? 20 minutes. Alright. The problem is we're already pretty full on anything alcohol related. But that's no problem. Back to Kikiville, my favorite island at this point. The oil is flowing, the sugar is flowing, and on top of that, the ethanol will be flowing here too now soon. Let's have a look and find us this production chain. There it is. And the only thing we need here is really the corn fertility that we have. Glorious. I can now go ahead and upgrade my peeps. Let's just do this right over here. 800 farmers we have. That's a lot. There you go. And get me my next production going over here with the corn. Now I'm expecting, as always, to have a rather low demand of my typewriters, right? The demand is probably going up to 4 tons that I can calculate it, perhaps 6 tons down the road. So for this we need at least 3 of these ones here. And yeah, 6 of them. And I think they need a lot of fields. Yeah. After having done that, we still need the lumberjack huts, and here 2 should suffice. Let's have them... Should we have them close by? No, that's never a good idea. I'm going to use them organically in my oil farms here. Right, that should already be sufficient. Taking my road. And this road makes the connection just fine over here. I mean, we already have a timber production here. We are capped on timber almost all the time. So the logs coming out from this one already contribute, right? Gonna build all 6 of them. And all 3 of these. Oh. I need 4 more tons of bricks to finalize it. That trade route is also just super powerful for us, as we can now add also the ethanol to my next trade route here. It's still this one with the 6 slots. We don't need that many slots for citrus though. So I'm going to take the sugar here 2 times and the ethanol 2 times. And with that, it's solved. I might want to add though another one, the African Queen, onto this trade route. We don't need a white flag for this, as the ship is leaving right over here, right? So there's really no risk for this at all. Very good. And my ethanol is now sitting at 6 tons. Now the biggest problem will be resin. This doesn't need any fertility, it just needs a lot of space. And let's just see how we can squeeze in this one here. There's a police station. Let's clear this up a bit. And then I can go ahead with 1 and 2. And in fact, we're out of farmers there. 124 fields. Oh, that's very mild. And don't forget, if we ever have another island again, if we're ever managing to do that, then I can move all of this over, right? Because this needs no fertility. It just needs a lot of space. I think this is a nice area though for some farming here by that waterfall. I always had the palace here. I also like some fields though. Last but not least, we need the assembly line again. So we already have this one here. So there's 2 with the biscuits. And now I'm gonna add 2 with the typewriter. And just look at that. We're having a total production of 4 tons here again. I think just 1 would be fine too, right? Like 2 is a lot. That's 8 tons. We're not gonna need that much, but I'm gonna keep this option available. That was already 200 steel coming in, just because we focused on something else. So I would like to really expand my skyscrapers. And why are we so low on workers? I have a bad feeling. There's a worker district affected by the plague. I should have to. No, there's no hospital close by. How dare me? Once again, let's move the pub over here and build me another hospital. Once again, a lot of progress. Tier 4 is practically finished. I just need to wait now a couple of minutes and then we can push our first skyscrapers to tier 5, and with that start the preconditions for the skyline tower. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.